Hi Mariana, thanks for amazing talk and like few questions. And first question, what do you think like your role in blockchain movement in general, and one kind of like career path was bring you like to the current positions that you're working in blockchain in enterprise?
Well, I think the role of ING, and therefore, yeah, my role as well is indeed to enable our customers to transition to this distributed economy together. So we take it really seriously, and we have our own innovation, actually culture and innovation methodology that we follow together with our clients and internally. And what it says is pretty much, you have to always ask, right? Don't assume anything. So ask your client what are their problems, ask your client what are their concerns, and together you can come up with actually what you may think is a solution. And only when you are in the solution part, in the solution fit, is when you think which kind of technology can enable you to do that change. It can be blockchain, but it can be also, for example, artificial intelligence, advanced analytics, robotics, etc., right? And we want to make sure that it's not always only the creation of something or using blockchain because of the sake of it, but it's because it really delivers value on that specific use case, exactly. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much, the type of help and the type of influence that we have as ING towards our customers.
Okay, thanks. And what do you think like the key business drivers that drive blockchain economy now? And what's the main like business problems which blockchain can like solve now for the customers?
I think for us, if you really think of the different value chains, it can solve a lot of problems, right? When we think about having consensus or the agreement of something happening on the ledger without a third party, that's really powerful. Because you can actually use that trustless system, right, to rely upon the system doing the right thing for you. And when you think about that in the payments ecosystem, that's really good, because normally you would have clearing houses doing that specific type of work. When you are thinking about loans, that's really good, because then you could apply, for example, the proper interest to a specific loan without having a third party dictating, whether that was fine or not, or executing it. Then when you think about the financial market infrastructure, sorry, the financial market infrastructure as well is really powerful, because then you can streamline processes such as post-trade, you can improve, for example, the bank treasury. A lot of times that is really fragmented, and you have to really look at the liquidity that you have and the collateral that you need in specific parts of the world in order to make sure that you have the right balance, right, on the liquidity and capital needed. And then blockchain could also help you to reach that balance with different solutions. So we do believe that for the financial industry at least, it has shown quite a lot of value and a lot of potential as well. Now we are in the way of making sure that whatever we deploy is according to regulation and is undergoing as well the internal approvals that we need as regulated financial institution.
Okay, thanks. And you are like talking now a lot of with the customers, with internal customers. And what do you think like the main qualities that they need from blockchain solution, and how you can approach that like internally or externally?
I don't think our customers actually really need blockchain per se, right? What they need is for ING to provide services in a better way, in a faster way, in a more efficient way. And then how we do it, that shouldn't matter for them, right? They should be able to grasp and feel, the improvement by themselves. But it is as, for example, if you send a payment, you don't know. Exactly. It's not about the technology, it's about the benefits that we're going to deliver in our services to our clients. And then how we make it happen, that should be left for us to see what would be fit best in that specific use case, yeah.
And what do you think like the most technical challenge in like blockchains that you face it in your project and your proof of concept?
I think the technical challenges depend on the type of distributed layer that you are using. As I mentioned, we have obviously the scalability in some of them. You have to be really careful on choosing the consensus algorithm for the distributed ledger. Some of the distributed ledgers have, for example, pluggable consensus, which increase the transaction throughput that you may have, but at the exchange of what, right? So you have to have a harder evaluation on that. The interoperability is a really good one as well. How to make sure that you don't lose the provenance if you are having an exchange of data in between different ledgers or in between different assets. For example, as well, I think the privacy and confidentiality, where we actually as ING have the most input in, and therefore the open sourcing of our solution, the zero knowledge range proofs, right? We're still working on that, we're improving it. We got, for example, some feedback from Vitalik Buterin himself. We got some feedback as well from MIT, and we included that feedback in a new version, which we're currently peer reviewing. So we hope that we're going to release a better version of those zero knowledge range proofs to the open source community soon.
Okay, thanks. And what do you think like the main skill sets that needed from the engineers, from support guys, from business analysts who work with them like blockchain solutions?
I think for us is two main skills, right? So you need to know how to code, obviously, in different languages like Kotlin, Solidity, etc. But besides the coding or the programming of the smart contract, they need to understand the industry. They need to understand the requirements that we have to comply with, and be able to apply this technology into those specific value chains. If they don't have that translation capacity, if they don't have the way, of being able to model that specific asset without its requirements in a specific blockchain, then they wouldn't be doing their job properly, right? So I think those skills are the most needed, the most important ones. Yeah.
Okay, and like as you see now, a lot of blockchain events, meetups, and so on. What do you think, like as a community, we can do for blockchain specifically in the enterprise? Like, do not start this blockchain winter,
We need to keep working together. I'm really happy about the collaboration. It is amazing, for example, when you see different institutions, whether you are in the same sector or not, talking to each other and learning from each other. That's super important. For example, the requirements that healthcare may have are not the same as financial industry, but in a way they might underlying, in the basis, they might be the same. And then how, looking at different perspectives, how can we make actually that shift together, right? I think blockchain, it goes beyond financial industry, it goes beyond a lot of sectors. And then that collaboration and that network effect and that understanding and together evolving this technology is what is the most important and what we should look into as community.
Okay, thanks. And my last question, so what do you think about the Rethink conference so far?
Well, I was here early and I thought the talk from IBM was really interesting, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the agenda.
Okay, thank you very much for your talk and for the interview. Have a nice day.